Well, hey there. Today we're going to talk about a subject which is close to our hearts, all of us IT professionals. And if you are an IT professional and you're looking back last 2 months, the summer, and if you ask yourself, did I have a real good vacation? I mean, even if you did report your days off and set your out of the office auto reply and didn't arrive at the office, was your mind and body really enjoying a vacation? Now, there are many chances you're still maybe routing your office calls to your cell phone and usually answering them, then answering calls on your cell phone. And maybe then the third option was that you were reviewing company emails during the day and replying to them. If you were more relaxed, maybe you were reviewing your SMS, pager alerts and getting worried, and maybe calling the office to make sure someone is taking care of stuff. If you're less worried about your work, maybe you were answering only urgent phone calls for stuff no one else could take care. And then maybe it was none of the above, but you were still worried more than 1 or 2 days into your vacation. It takes time until you relax and really enjoy the vacation. So, and the eighth option, almost forgot it. Maybe you were completely unplugged from your IT professional job. What's your pick? And I asked this, I sent this message to thousands of people on LinkedIn. Quite a bit of IT professional groups. And I want to share with you what your peers and friends were answering. Now, you can watch the whole post in the results of the survey I've posted on our website. It's itprofessional-mastermind.com/blog. And let me tell you what happened. Well, we had 143 responses over the last month, and the results were, drum rolls, 27% said, yes, I'm completely unplugged. 24%, let's take it the next level. 38% said, yes, but I check my company mails and alerts. So it's almost the same amount of people who are saying I'm completely unplugged. There are people saying, yes, I check my company mails and alerts, but I still am most of the time I'm unplugged. Then we had 20% say, yes, but I answer urgent phone calls. And 17% said, yes, but I still answer any phone calls. And then 10% said, yes, but I'm still worried. Overall, only 27%, that's about a third of us, are completely unplugged and can enjoy their vacation. So it's almost more than 70% people who have some kind of interference during their vacation. And I must say some of them really enjoy, most of them seem to enjoy their job, They love doing IT professional stuff. But vacation is important as well. And I'll soon share with you the 10 rules for great vacation that for you as an IT professional. But first, let me share with you what people were saying. So on the poll itself, people were commenting. People were saying, at least I see other people, other IT guys do. They take vacations, but I haven't taken in this and that years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. And they're commenting, well, every day at the IT professional role is kind of a vacation you enjoy. Well, yes, but loving your job is very important. And we IT professionals tend to love IT stuff that no one else seems to even think about liking. Go figure. And maybe that's why they tend to call us geeks. Anyway, both of us know that vacations to us is like a new powerful UPS hooked to our cloud. I mean, you can't live without it until troubles come, and then you wish you had the UPS or the vacation, right? Then another team fellow said, he was telling about going to vacation with his wife, and he was doing some IT stuff anyway. He wasn't with her, just a few rooms away, and she started texting to him and telling her, "Hey, join me. I'm here. Stop working." Well, so basically he says, "Yeah, I'd love to be unplugged, but I really can't." Then other people were saying, "Yeah, we're completely unplugged, and because our servers are down." Well, servers down, it's not unplugged, it's the servers unplugged, you're running like hell trying to fix it. Then another guy said, anyone who think they must check mails and all this stuff, they should understand that nobody is irreplaceable. So, at least have some fun. And more than one person was saying it. You see it in the poll results. And then somebody else said, "Yeah, I wish I would have a choice, but I'm going to do a new job, and then I'll have some kind of vacation between those two jobs." And that's something you can't do every day. Then somebody said, "Yeah, I could use another vacation, but my job is so much interesting. I get to meet new people and travel to new places. I got a nice bed and breakfast, and so I have fun anyway." Yeah, but it's still important to let your mind go in other ways, because that's the time where you really get into new ideas that could really affect your job, your career, and your life in general. That's the time when one of the times it happened is when you're on a course, on a professional course. You have to learn a lot, but still it's kind of when you're at this course or seminar, your mind actually is focusing on something else other than your actual detailed daily job duties. And so it's time for new ideas to sneak into your mind. That's usually what happens, and you end up the course having lots of new information, new friends that you can consult with, and new ideas that you can take to your role. But anyway, a seminar is not a vacation, but it just shows you what happens when you disconnect from your day job. I'd love to hear what you think about it anyway. Now, let's see what other people were saying. I haven't had a real vacation in years. It's always something happens, and I try to at least enjoy my weekends. But anyway, I love my job, and it's nice. Okay, that's fine. At least he has the weekends. And then another IT professional says, "Yeah, I really when I have a possibility to when I'm on vacation and I got I have some dead time, maybe I'll look at my email, but I'm not in a situation where I have to answer many calls, or really looking into the emails and phone calls and all this all the time. That's nice. And then another guy says, last year I was abroad for several weeks, and then I completely let go, and the business, my job was still there when I got back home. That's really what we're looking for. I mean, basically, even if we're afraid to let go, that's what we are looking for. A great, interesting job, and yet an option to unhook ourselves and enjoy some fun. Okay, and then another guy says, I love my job, and I love my vacations, and I keep them separate. Great. So this is what people were saying on the poll. Let's look into the groups and see what people were saying there. Okay, so one person said it's very uneasy for a single IT support. One guy who manages support, service, sales, everything in a business, to take a good, really long vacation, because customers would be calling, and it's you got the cost of the vacation, and then you lose customers, and that's really not nice. And then another guy said, I find it hard too, and I had phone calls during my vacations, and I had to answer them because otherwise I wouldn't have enough business for me to take care of when I get back home. And I have to say those points are valid. IT service-based businesses should be responsive to new and existing customers. That's for sure, especially if you're just starting out or you're just a one-shop person. But maybe even small shops, or if you're self-employed, you can get backup for your IT professional services. Get somebody else to help you out. You could use a secondary contractor, maybe a partner, maybe even preset procedures that your customers can use when you're not available. So that's another option. And then another guy said, hey people, you're saying you could lose customers or lose clients, but if you don't take vacation, then you get exhausted, and you lose customers also as well. You'll be too tired. You'll not be enthusiastic enough. So this guy says, I'm self-employed. I'm the only person in my IT shop, and I'm telling you, I totally unplug from my business at least it's about 3 or 4 weeks every year. That's nice. And he says it's necessary for my sanity. It's gets me, my batteries recharged, and what's the point of working all day long if you don't enjoy the money? And the best way to enjoy, one of the best ways to enjoy it is take a vacation. So he says he doesn't lose any business every time he goes on vacation. It doesn't happen, and he makes sure systems are stable, and there could always be something which is act of God, but that's something that should be very something that's very rare. And so most cases, he says, problems should be less affecting my customers. It should be minor, and there should be some procedures that customers can use. Good. And he also says that constantly being in touch with your systems and monitoring and looking at alerts, it shouldn't be the only thing that keeps your system running smoothly. You should have some kind of automation, because even if you're in your job, you're working, if you take so much time to monitor and respond to things, then you're wasting a bit of your time. Then when you go to vacation, of course, this wastes your money and time as well. But if you're worried about your job, your efficiency, then think again about constant monitoring. Okay. So he says it's not about technology. There should be technology and solutions that should minimize the need for constant monitoring. It's more about your feelings. It's more about your insecurity that lets you down this road. He says, just get over it. Okay, now, another guy agrees with him and says, you get, if you don't take vacations properly, then your health will be in danger, and your personal life too, and then eventually your job as well. So set up the systems correctly, and they should stay fine mostly. They may need tinkering here and there. And then find somebody else who can cover for you and your way. Even if you're taking, let's say you're self-employed, you're taking another contractor to help you, you pay him. So, you kind of waste some money, but still you get your vacation. You can take a look at it as part of your vacation. Of course, it can be tax deductible. So, you have many good reasons to enjoy your vacations properly. Okay, good. And there was somebody saying amen. Well, amen. Another group here. He says, this guy says, high availability should be as part of the basics of the system, and take always summer vacations. It's the best time. Many other people are on vacation at this time, so you get less, maybe you get less interruptions. Then somebody else says, in theory that's true, but every employee, should be able to take a long vacation and have somebody else, take and do whatever he has to do. But he says, business on the IT for him was very lean, and if he takes more than just few days, he has lots of work to take care of when he comes back, and that's kind of stressing. So, it's not real for him. And then somebody else says, almost every IT pro he knows takes a real vacation at least once a year. That's good. And there is a link here. It says time management for system administrators. Post the link by Thomas Limoncelli. And some of the main points he mentions is there's don't spend too much time on catching up with emails and all this stuff. If it's important, they'll contact you again. Maybe if you put a clear note about the fact you're on vacation, people will understand, and you can even tell them, hey, I won't be reading mails of this period. If it's important for you, resend it when I'm back at the office. Okay, And then another tip was to start and end each day without any unplanned extensions of your day job. Then another tip is when you're not in the office, disconnect completely. Don't use don't answer phone calls, beepers, and all this stuff. Be on vacation. Then I'd say, this kind of attitude is great. And I'm going to talk about of course, the 10 rules in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. But anyway, about this guy, he was saying, I'd say that you should always instruct your team members to make sure any repetitive critical processes they have shouldn't remain in their head. It should be documented. It should be available to all team members or for a contractor to use. And sometimes you can even give it to your customers or users if they can use it. The focus should be on growth and expansion of knowledge and contribution, not on maintaining the current systems. I mean, the current systems you have, the current processes you have must go smoothly, but your focus shouldn't be on maintaining them alone. You should put quite a bit of effort into expansion of your knowledge and your contribution. And all this leads to a more stable workday. Because if you're focused on problems and solving problems of that appear in the monitoring you already have, then you'll see more and more problems to take care of. If you focus on creating solutions that eliminate those recurring problems, then you're in much better shape, and you have more free time to bring more value. And yes, sometimes it can almost be impossible to implement, but you should strive to achieve it. Don't just say nothing to do here. Okay. Then somebody here says, yes, my manager is delighted when I take a long vacation because he knows at this period everything will go smoothly. I wouldn't be tinkering with anything, so everything is working and stable. And yes, redundancy and great documentation is the key for a great, long and quiet vacation. Okay, the other guy says, I've never taken all the vacation I was allowed to take, and the longest was maybe 10 or 14 days. Okay, some space for improvement. And then another guy says, IT is on a downward spiral, so I can't take vacations. I'd say, all of us will have periods where we can't or won't take long vacations. However, you want to put your ducks in a row in any case. If not for, having a vacation, then make sure at least the critical daily operations do not hook you down, just so you can keep going forward instead of getting all tied up due to reoccurring issues that require your attention. Not to mention, they also interrupt with the daily activity of your company. And then another guy says about this kind of tips, as time goes, you start realizing how much vacations are important when you get, older, or maybe just, get more experienced. Then somebody else says, I totally disagree about what people are saying, we can't take long vacations. You should look for working in a place that have strong, knowledgeable teams that you can provide backups, and make sure you have some kind of backup for anything you do. If your company doesn't allow this, then you should seek somewhere, should put yourself somewhere else. Okay, that's quite radical, but has some kind of truth to it. Okay, then another group. We can't take real vacation because maybe the company will shut down if there would be a problem with the IT systems and we're not there. And another guy agrees with him. But then somebody else says, if you can't take a vacation, it means you're missing on your job. Why? Because processes and procedures should be automated, should be documented, and your team should be trained and knowledgeable about those procedures. And he says, if I was the CEO, I wouldn't want to hire somebody who takes care of my IT operations, and then when he's not there, everything breaks. What happens if he's gets sick or something like this? Okay, and then somebody else says, yes, that's true for a large team, but what happens if you're a loner, if you're doing all the IT? Well, and then the other guy says, I still disagree because, bottom line, what you do if this person is not, gets sick or, well, he says hit by a bus. I don't like this, but anyway. He says, you don't want to be in this situation if you're the business owner. So, it's all about the money. Because if you're the CEO, you have a business running, and you need IT operations to go smoothly, then hire more than one person. This way or another, it could be a contractor based on hours or, So, and the other guy, tells him, yeah, sure, but one day of vacation, that's fine, that's no problem. But if you're taking a few weeks, then that's an issue because, why? Because most businesses, at least small businesses, don't have a backup plan. So they barely have the single IT guy who's helping them, So I'd say, businesses should have backup plans for every critical process. They seldom do not have this in place, and it inflicts on IT professionals as well as other roles in those businesses. Because IT services seem to be, there's an illusion here. IT services seem to be distinct from other jobs. Due to the fact that when computers don't work, then everything else stops to work very quickly. Well, that may be true, but I can say that once IT professionals are required to focus on expanding their contribution to the business, and I said it before, if they have to do it as high priority, they will have to delegate many tasks that they're doing right now. And this will result in lower vulnerability of their companies to the daily common disasters that we're having now, because they'll make sure those problems don't happen. It's not because they were not doing the job beforehand, it's because it's all about the focus and what people are required to do. If you're just required to make sure systems are running smoothly, then that's what you do. If you're required to take the business forward, then something has to go. And in most cases, it's the problems that you were used to take care again and again every day. Now, if you as an IT professional must work on a new, let's take an example. If you have to work on a new mobile strategy for a company, you will delegate much more tasks than you would if the most important task you have to do is keep it running, right? Okay. So the attitude should be, if this is repetitive and critical, I shouldn't be the only one who knows how to do it. And yes, it's easier said than done, but it's still true. Now, how can you make IT professionals focus on expansion rather than preserving the existing operation? Well, there's where the CEO or other management function should give hand by consistently defining the relevant priorities and paying their due price, including rewarding for business growth related projects over maintenance projects, including paying for a contractor or whatever. Once this is in place, even small shops can get backup for their IT professional employee or contractor by using a secondary contractor or using a preset procedures that the IT professional have prepared in advance. Okay? And then somebody responded about this and he said, yes, many business owners are not really aware of the importance and mission critical role of their IT in their IT environment. It's when everything is when people plan things, that's nice, and they say, yeah, I want redundancy, it's important, but when it comes to money, oh no, they just bail out. Okay, so yes, and it's a different thing for an employee or a contractor, because contractors want to hold off the keys in many cases. Well, I think employees as well. So basically, you want to make sure that IT professionals are focused on growth and expansion of themselves and the business. So in this scenario, keeping the keys to your knowledge, keeping it locked, is not relevant, because you should be pursuing new stuff. Okay, and then last group, before we get into the 10 rules of having great uninterruptible vacation. This person says, this IT professional says, there was time when I would say, no, I can't take real vacation, but it's those days it's kind of turned around and we can have real vacations. He doesn't say what happened that allowed this anyway. And then another guy says, yeah, this depends on the size of your organization, and if you have enough people to cover you when you're away. And you could use modern technology to help you automate and remote control and all this stuff. So in case you have emergency, you can get in and take care of things. But I'd say businesses should have, I said it, should have backup plans for every critical process, and pay the price for it. It's kind of, if you want IT services, if you have only one IT person, he doesn't document anything and so on, then you just have a 50% service, and you have to realize it. Now, let's go to the 10 rules for a great uninterruptible vacation. Rule number 1, prepare. Any good vacation starts long before it begins. So you have to do all the following rules. You have to take care of them months in advance. In some cases, many months in advance. Okay, rule number 2, shape your mind. It wouldn't help if I told you to make sure your critical tasks at work have backup in the shape of, how-to procedures that you distribute, or people who would alert you only if you must, only if it's a must. And it won't help you if I just tell you what to do. You know about it anyway. It is because your feelings about how much you are needed at work or should be needed at work, those feelings are a big stumbling block that are in a way between you and having fun in your life, not just vacation. Now, to combat this, you have to recover another feeling. You have to be able and create another feeling. I mean, not create, but bring to life another feeling that you are pretty much aware of and you know about it. It's visual, and let me describe this kind of feeling, okay? Now, usually when you start a vacation, you would still be worried or dealing, at least in your mind, with remainders of your work and daily stuff. Now, it could take several hours or maybe days until you actually immerse yourself in the vacation and have, enjoy it fully. Now, you kind of know what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay, I hope so. Then when the vacation is almost over, you kind of start to feel a choking feeling of regret. The feeling is regret. It is regret about not fully enjoying your vacation, about dealing and thinking about stuff that wasn't relevant and wasn't important really. And this is the unpleasant feeling that you want to bring up to your mind. Whenever you get worried about becoming less needed at your job, or that something will get messed when you're not in the office. Okay? Now, it's not all of it, but it's a very important step, very important rule. Ready for rule number 3. Okay? Create your next career position or role. Okay? Look into what would be more fun and interesting for you to do in your job. Okay? That should be something that would multiply your value to the company, to the business, okay? To your customers. And then start doing now what your new role requires. Start doing it. Now use your spare time to do it. Because you don't ask for permission. I'm not thinking about illegal stuff, of course. Just use your spare time, your personal time to do it. When people start noticing and appreciating your fresh contribution, then start to pitch them into extending it. Now, even if they don't let you extend this, they don't let you work on it as part of your day job. In any case, start mentoring other people to do whatever has become a routine for you, your old role. Okay? Teach other people to do it. And focus on the critical stuff first. Now, it may be confusing. You might say, hey, the critical stuff is what keeps me, keeps my importance going. Well, maybe, but things eventually evolve. And the critical stuff of today becomes a nuisance of tomorrow. So I don't think critical stuff is really that important for a long time. So you need to get rid of it. I mean, this needs to be done, but you want to give it to another person who would consider it as an upgrade of his role in knowledge. So he's happy as well. Now, even if you don't get quick support for a new higher role, you would start to become that person in your mind. Your value for yourself will grow, and you'll be more likely to easily let go of the old stuff and teach others how to take care of the duties your old role will require. Okay? Great. So we're now on rule number 6. Document everything that can block the daily flow of service to users. Then let your team learn those procedures. You might say, hey, this is something obvious, you should be doing it as step number 1. Well, my answer to you is that if you didn't prepare in advance, you didn't shape your mind, you didn't create the next career position, you would document less than what you would if you've gone through those steps. Because For example, you wouldn't want to let go of all stuff you have is as part of your knowledge. But since you've gone through shaping your mind, creating your next career position, and so on, you will document much more and you will teach much more. Okay? Great. So teach those procedures that you've created for your old role tasks. This will reduce the biggest amount of interruptions during your vacation. Okay? This step will reduce most of the interruptions massively. Now, don't get worried about others doing your job as well. They already have enough in their plate, and if they don't, if they have lots of free time, then look at the next tip. Okay? Well, you should read the next rule anyway, or learn it. It's rule number 7. Realize your true value depends on the new innovative stuff you do not know yet, not on the stuff you already know how to do best. Let me repeat it. Your true value depends on the new innovative stuff you do not know yet how to do, and not on the stuff you already know how to do best. So let go. Teach others how to do it while you take your next steps into the new arena of knowledge. Well, it's a heavy sentence, kind of, but if you don't believe me, look around. You'll see lots of evidence. The people who get promotion, the people who get paid more, are the people who bring more value. And you have a better chance to bring more value if it's new stuff. If it's an old stuff, many other people do it. Okay? That's the bottom line. Rule number 8. If you have to, then set a single incoming interruption route to you in case of a vacation. Don't leave out 5 routes of interruption. Don't leave the cell phone ringing, the pager paging, the email open, SMS as well, and I don't know what else. Okay? Pick the best backup team member, the best person to become your backup, to review every issue that comes up during your vacation, and let him be the only one who have access to you during vacation. This backup person should use SMS only. That's my recommendation. SMS only to contact you, and only in urgent cases. Phone is too intrusive. It takes time to take the call, understand what you're being told, respond. Sometimes you and your company pay a lot of money for those calls abroad, if you're abroad. Email is too time intensive because it takes time for you to understand what's really important, and sometimes you have to deal with connectivity issues, mail issues, whatever. SMS is cheap, short, and is available even when there is no internet connection. Okay? And you can read it when you have time. You don't have to respond immediately. To use SMS, use SMS and forget about the rest. You may have something else better suited for you, that's fine. And tell me about it, okay? Now, let your backup team member read the notification mails, answer the phones, deal whatever he needs to do in your job. He needs to do it, not you. Okay. Rule number 9. Add your vacations to your work plans. It's very basic, but many times you don't do it. Okay? That way, if you add your vacation periods to your work plans in advance, months in advance, I said it. Okay? That way you will not run out of time, for your vacation. Add your vacation to your calendar, personal as well as team project plans. Even if you do not get the exact dates right, and things change, things move, you take the vacation not in the period you were initially planning to, that's fine, but it would be much easier to extend or shorten and even move your vacation once you had planted that tree in advance. Okay? Because people know you're going on vacation, it's 14 days, 21 days, whatever. And then, if you need to change it, then that's less of an issue if you come out, 2 weeks before you want to take your vacation and say, hey, I'm going to be gone. Okay, everybody would get stressful, so don't do it. Rule number 10, uncover the terrifying secret and announce all your vacations in advance. If you're afraid that someone would think that you're abandoning the ship or not so much indispensable, then take a look again at rules number 2, 3, and 7. Make sure your tasks are synced with your customers according to your vacation, so that any high importance task is completed days before you take your vacation. So you want to tell people you're going to be on vacation, in which period. All your important tasks and projects should be completed or paused or transferred to another person in advance. I'd say two weeks at least in advance, so you don't get into you don't get into situations where you really in trouble because people. So basically, you don't want even if your project ends and then you have 2-3 days until you get to your vacation, that might not be enough time for issues to pop up and be taken care of. You don't want to end an important project just before you go on vacation, because all the issues that would appear as a result would disturb your users, your customers, your backup person, and eventually you as well. So plan to have a quiet period just before you go on vacation. And make sure people understand you would not accept new tasks maybe 2 weeks before you go on vacation. You don't start something new which is massive just before your vacation. Okay? That's rule number 10. Well, I hope this has been useful. I really love to hear back from you. Feel free to post your notes on, do please post your notes on the blog. And if you're listening to this through iTunes or YouTube, please leave a comment and mark it, like it, or rate it. I accept any rating you feel good with. Just want to hear from you back how you like this. Okay, so our next podcast episode is going to be exciting as well, and it's probably going to be I'm going to be posting a short note on the blog and then a poll, so we get it rolling, and then we'll record the podcast. See you for now, and have a great day, and take vacations. Bye.